Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, in honor of the start of baseball season, we're going to look at a classic. This classic. This is The Sandlot. This is a favorite baseball movie of mine. This is obviously a library copy. I've recently shared this with my husband, who is a big baseball fan, and yet had never seen this. So this came out in 1993. This is a family film. This goes for anybody. So the basics of the story is you have this young kid by the name of Scotty Smalls. He moves right at the end of the school year to a different town. His mother's just remarried. His stepfather was really into baseball. He doesn't know anything about baseball. He's a nerd. He's a very, very big nerd. And he's a kind of a lonely kid. Because again, he's about maybe 9-10 years old. So late middle school, like 6th grade, I think. So he comes to this town and he sees these kids. He'd seen them at the end of the school year who go to this like empty sandlot and they play baseball. And they don't seem to keep score. They don't seem to really do anything. They just play and the game just keeps on going. So the kid who kind of runs it, Benny. Benny Rodriguez. He's kind of a Spanish kid, and he's very, very good. So, but he takes Smalls under his wing and convinces the rest of the guys to accept him and helps him teach him how to play baseball. And so they play. They have various different summer experiences. The only strange thing, I'm going to reveal this. Again, this film came out in 1993. A lot of people are very familiar with this specific scene where one of the kids tricks the older girl lifeguard into kissing him by pretending to drown. And now this is treated appropriately to an extent. One, she's like 16, he's 10. And they're dumb kids, but they're thrown out of the pool. He's called a pervert, and they're pretty much banned from the pool for the rest of the summer. So, mind you, it's very, very funny. Again, it's not treated like this is a good thing, even though it is played for laughs. But once again, he's 10. He's very stupid. The odd thing is, and I'm going to reveal the ending, he marries her, and they have 9 children. That's always the fun ending of that. He marries this girl, they have 9 kids. But again, he's 10. So, but the main crux of this film, despite the fact that the dog is on the front, the dog does not show up until the very end of this book. So they basically, he hits his first kind of home run, but they lose the ball. And the Sandlot backs up to an old junkyard. And he goes home and snatches his stepfather's Babe Ruth autograph ball without realizing who the heck Babe Ruth is. Because again, he knows nothing about baseball, let alone the history of baseball. And somehow, despite the fact that his mother knows who Babe Ruth is, he knows nothing. So they knock this ball over the wall into the junkyard. And he has to tell them, and they're like, oh, you're dead. So they have to get this ball back. So you know the little scenes of, one, there's a giant junkyard dog that everybody's terrified of, and you can't go ask to get it back. And so they do various things trying to get this ball back. Until before Scotty's stepfather, who's on a business trip, comes back and essentially kills him. Well, not literally. But yes, they're 10-year-old kids. Like, he's dead where he stands, one of the things they say. So eventually, Benny, after having a dream involving Babe Ruth, gets special tennis shoes and jumps the fence, gets the ball, and is chased by this is not a St. Bernard, it's a bull mastiff by the name of Hercules. He's chased over the neighborhood with this ball, and eventually he jumps back over the fence, and the dog follows him, and the fence falls on him, and him and Scotty get the dog loose, and they go bring him back to the owner, who is played by, I cannot remember this famous actor's name. Bring it up. Where is it? James Earl Jones in his second baseball movie. Though apparently, at least according to the IMDb page for this film, James Earl Jones does not like baseball, despite being in this and, Field of Dreams. I may cover that one at one point in time. But again, James Earl Jones turns out he was an old baseball player, and he had played with Babe Ruth. Now, of course, this is highly fictional, and Babe Ruth, why he may have played with black players in the off season, he wouldn't have played him officially. But the guy's mostly blind. And so in order to keep Scotty completely out of trouble, in exchange for him and Benny coming and talking baseball with him every week, he gives him an autographed ball with the entire team of Babe Ruth. So with all of everybody else who had signed it. So Scotty gets grounded for a week rather than, the rest of his life. And that's kind of the end of the film. It's a good, fun, baseball-themed kid movie with some very stupid pre-adolescent boys. I know this film very, very well. I literally have the ending of what happens to all the kids memorized because I watched it a lot. It's very family-friendly. It's very, very fun. Parents who've seen this, it's nostalgia. I think it still holds up. I mean, it's a small neighborhood town. I don't know when this takes place. It's going to tell me. The IMDb page actually tells me when it takes place. I'm guessing it's the 70s just by the clothing of it. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm guessing. I'm guessing it takes place in the 70s. I think it may give the date. But again, it's a fun, classic baseball film. It's entertaining for the entire family. It has some quirky stuff. Again, the whole kissing scene is kind of iffy, but it's also treated by a mixture of laughs and, yeah, you did something really, really stupid. And then, of course, again, he marries her at the very end. They have 9 children, which is very, very weird. But again, it's a fun family classic baseball film, whether you're into baseball or not. My husband's a huge baseball fan. I grew up with baseball. My dad's a huge baseball fan. So this is one of the 2 big baseball films. Well, multiple. I'm probably only I may cover more of them. Disney does several. But we will see. But this is one of my favorites besides Field of Dreams, which is a little bit more adult. I have to rewatch that to see if I'll cover it. But that's it for this book review. If you like what you see, be sure to check out the rest of the channel. I do films like this, which are kind of nostalgic. Lots of children's books, both in teen books and different book series, and a wide variety of moderately old family film reviews. Sometimes I get into some of the older stuff, depends. A lot of it's educational focus. We are secular homeschoolers, so we are non-religious. We homeschool for travel reasons, which also occasionally I will start putting on this channel as soon as we get to traveling. As we travel, I will add travel videos on here. You'll see those mostly on Wednesdays. And then as my daughter gets older, I'll add more reviews on more of the homeschooling education side. But as of this filming, she's a little over 2.5. So we're not there yet. We will get there. So like and subscribe. Comment if you have a good one. Thank you.